Hey guys, it's Grant Balfour here, ex-pitcher of the Tampa Bay Rays, Oakland Athletics, Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers, Cincinnati Reds. I just wanted to say you're watching MattieC Sports for You and Me podcast. Enjoy the show. Mattie's got a lot of great things to talk about, wide range of sports. Get on there. Hope to see you guys soon on the show. All right, guys. Take care.
On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for MattieC Sports for you and me.
What's up, everybody? MattieC Sports for you and me. Got another guest here. This guy's a family man before anything, so got to pay respect to a guy who is family first, and everything else can be a later thing. Brendon Boats, coming out of South Shore Sports Fighting, and good morning, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So you got a good record, 1-0 going on, and yeah, last fight was great. The last time I saw you, that was CT 50, right? Or yeah,
No, it was Combat Night. I think it was
Combat Night 3. Yeah. And it was impressive, man. I mean, didn't take you that long to end that fight, and that was Mohammed Islam. Like I said, ground and pound, that was a great one. How'd you feel that night? Because you said you were done after that one.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had said before, I was doing this one time. I'm going to be 45 next week. I'm not, so I'm making MMA, and I tell people all the time, I'm not even good at this sport. I just picked it up as a hobby, as someone who was a fan, and I just, convinced myself I wanted to do one fight. Then my initial opponent fell through, so I fought one of his. And the only reason I was doing the second one is to fight the first guy that I was supposed to fight initially. We'd agreed that we were definitely going to fight regardless. So I said, the hell with it, I'll do it again. But it was a great experience. I loved it. It was, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, winning's a lot better than losing. But no, I was a little disappointed when the first fight got pushed back because I had sold so many tickets. I had so many people coming to watch, and a lot of them weren't able to make it on the second night. A lot of them still did, but I would say probably half. I sold almost 200 tickets, and only about half of the people were able to make it. And then the snow that night, and the storm and everything sort of threw them up. Yeah, so that's like Memorial Hall is usually packed to the gills, and it was only about half full because of the weather and everything else. So that part of it was disappointing, but I mean the fight itself and the lead up to it and everything was great. Being able to be on the card with with teammates like Zach and Johnny. No, Johnny was just grappling, but still being able to do that, and then Danny Johnston stepping in on short notice to fight too. So that was really cool. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Had out with everyone afterwards. So yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, man. I remember how friggin' cold it was, and so icy down on the water, man. Like it was ridiculous.
I was scared. My wife had just had hip replacement in December, so she's freaking out. So if I slip on this ice, they're gonna have to redo this whole thing. So like just the walk over there was more scary than the fight was. So if she falls, she's gonna kill me.
Yeah, I mean, I had to take baby steps to go up to the Memorial Hall. It was that bad. It was all the whole parking lot was frozen.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. I had people coming in from like people coming in from kind of far away too. So some of them weren't able to make the drive. I mean, not far away, like, 12 hours or anything, but just, from areas that were getting more snow and stuff. So they weren't able to come. And, but like I said, that was the most disappointing thing. I had former soccer players of mine who were away in college who legitimately flew home the weekend of February 5th to come to that fight. And then to find out the day before that it wasn't happening. It was just like, you got to be kidding me. They spent all this money to fly home for this. And that's why I was so pissed off at this kid initially. But and then actually one of them was flying back again, but her flight got canceled because of the snow. So I felt bad, but hopefully they'll be able to make this one.
Yeah, I mean, being with Gage Titans and coming from a media perspective, like it's so fun being at Plymouth Memorial Hall. And I know from experience, and to be in the cage, I mean, when you fought Mohammed and won in that fashion, like, what was it like right after that? I mean, you were swagging. You had the hat backwards.
Yeah, it was surreal. Yeah. Yeah, I was joking. I was saying trying to look young and cool like the rest of these guys or whatever, but my face wrinkles give me away. But so I can't really be that cool. But no, it was surreal. I mean, I've been watching local MMA since the early 2000s. My best friend, came up fighting in Mass Destruction and, all the local shows way back when, before he won in the Ultimate Fighter. So I've been a fan, but I never in a million years thought I would ever be fighting, in there or anything like that. Especially for Gage Titans, which now is, the leading promotion in New England. It was amazing to me. I've been to watch teammates and watch friends, and I've been there reporting for New England MMA. So to be in the cage on that side of it was absolutely nuts. And the emotion after was like, I said this 1,000 times, I'm not a shit talker, especially when it comes to MMA, because I'm not a good fighter. But when a teenage kid tries to play the tough guy role and not shake your hand at the weigh-ins and then try to mean mug you and all this stuff, it was just comical. So that's I got worked up afterwards, and as I was punching his face through the mat, I was shouting stuff at him, like, you want to shake hands now? But I chalk it up to immaturity and stupidity, and I let it go. I mean, you guys, before I came in to talk to you guys after the fight, he was begging the commission to come back in and apologize and shake hands, whatever. So I'm like, all right, he's growing up, he's learning the lesson. At least he's humble after he loses, to come in and and apologize for how he behaved. And I get trying and hype the fight up and all that, but I'm too old for all that nonsense. But then after, screenshotting back to the safety of New York, look at all the crap. Oh, I was going up. Live. Fighting again. He's online. Coach kick man.
I'm losing you, man. Sorry.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. You're kind of frozen.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah,
that's all right.
This fool gets back to New York, and he's commenting stuff on like, oh, I was gonna get up and my coach will kick this guy's ass or whatever. And I'm just laughing. I was gonna respond to it, but it's like, Brendon, you're 45 years old. You're gonna get into an online argument with a kid who's probably got 2 brain cells. Like, really, we're gonna start fighting, fight with this kid. It's like having a battle of wits with someone who's unarmed. It's just not. It's not gonna happen. So I didn't reply to it or whatever. And I've done my best to be nice, with Gage, because he hasn't personally. I mean, I've heard little, things from other people and stuff that he said, but he hasn't personally said anything that I've heard. So I mean, I feel like he's not really involved in any of that stuff. And I just can't imagine getting my head beat in, and completely knocked senseless, and then talking crap to the person who beat me up. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny, like, because what I remember from you is you went into the media room after you won, and I said, damn, those are some pretty fucking cool shorts you got there, man. You had the money making it rain shorts on. I was like, I asked somebody how old you were, because I didn't want to say it to you. Yeah. Like, oh, so you were, I think you were 44 at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be 45 next week. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, 44. He fucking beat the shit out of that kid like he was fucking in his early 30s. I was like, Jesus Christ. And,
Yeah,
and for that, it was like, it was amazing, like, to see. And I think I compared you to Joe Penafiel. I was like,
yeah,
oh, you got the swagger like Penafiel with them shorts there, man. And you're like,
yeah. Gotta have fun with it. You know, I said it to you that night. I mean, Joe's a far better fighter than I am, but he's a good dude. I've had a chance to talk to Joe a lot. He's a good shit. I like him.
oh, Joe's
You know,
been on my show all the time. He's a
yeah,
really respectable, good dude. And
yeah. Well, that's
they
the same
play it
thing,
off like he's the villain.
Right. I talked to him about that too. And people who talk to him, he's actually like an incredibly good guy. The same thing. He's a dad, you know, really good dad,
Yeah.
and the kids are his world and all that. So, no, that's the other thing too. Like, being on. I was excited to finally actually be on this card with Joe. So I'm hoping that it all goes through, properly.
Yeah. And I mean, literally, I've talked to half the card, and I was fortunate enough to get to talk to Cupcakes the other day.
It's my cupcakes. Cupcakes shirt.
Yeah. I wore a Johnny Cupcake shirt, and it was a Boston one. He's like, "Oh, that looks good on you."
Yeah, Johnny's awesome.
I was like, and then I tried responding to him, and I'm like, I said, "Oh, Mike, I haven't heard from him in a while," and he's like, "Oh, sometimes he just like falls off. He's not on social media. He'll take a break." And I'm like,
Yeah, he does.
"Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So
yeah, he goes.
he's like,
plus, he's had the surgery, and he got the pins out last week, so he hasn't been in the gym training either. But I think he's coming back either this week or next week.
oh wait, yeah, and I talked to him about his ear. I was like, dude, like, you still wanted to go and throw down. Like, I was like, bro, how the hell are you doing this right now? And he was just
crazy.
like adrenaline. And he
Exactly,
said, pain is no existence to me. I have a high pain resistance. I'm like, no shit, your ear was half off.
yeah. I posted a picture when he put the thumb photo up the other day. Taking
Oh,
the
I
pins
saw
out.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted a picture of the ear one, and actually his girlfriend Martina hadn't seen one of the two ear pictures that I put up. She's like, "Are you sure that's him?" I said, "Yes, Martina, that's from his story that night." It's just like, it was just a weird angle that she hadn't seen before. They literally, the thing was hanging on by a thread.
I thought that was Joe's Martina, because she's liked a lot of the posts I put on Cage Titan stuff, like, and mainly his stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, now I put two and two together. It's like everybody's pretty much it's crazy. Like, everybody is a family in this organization. It's great.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Martina's at our gym all the time with Johnny and stuff. She's awesome.
And talk about your gym. I mean, like, you got Johnny, you got so many people in there that are just killers in there. And
yeah, well,
you have to include yourself, obviously.
Yeah, I'm definitely not one of the killers, but I am one of the. I'm the food, you would say, to those guys. But yeah, it's an incredible place. I've been familiar with Bill and South Shore Sport Fighting for almost 20 years, because when my friends were fighting way back when. But I got started, and most people know the story by now. I got started training there because I brought my sons, to start doing classes with Bill. And eventually I decided, I got to get in and start training too. And that's how this whole thing evolved into me fighting. But yeah, I still have yet to win a round of MMA against anybody. I mean, I get the crap kicked out of me by Zach DiSabatino and by Johnny and, by pretty much everybody in the place. And, Manny Bermudez back, Manny's taken, some off recently, but, Manny, just toss you around without really trying. Even the amateur guys like, Sean Costello, who fought, in the February 5th card, who's not a big guy, but is very talented. Chris McDonald, who also fought in February 5th, all those guys, Danny Johnston, all the guys you've seen recently at Cage Titans. But guys who used to fight, Justin Burrow, who's on this card, who does a lot of coaching of wrestling at South Shore as well. Justin, I think, had like a 9-year layoff or something like that, but he's an absolute monster. He's a main training partner, Joe Giannetti, as well. So Justin, teaches a lot of us. My wrestling is hot garbage, so he's a huge help with that stuff. But yeah, I pretty much go and just get beat up all the time.
Well, I mean, your last fight, you didn't show any signs of being beat up whatsoever. And
yeah, well, that's what it is, right? You train with good people. The fight doesn't seem so hard, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, guys like Johnny, like he's a class act guy, and he's so funny. It's like this guy fights like,
Yeah,
but when he's in that cage, he's a totally different person. He's just
absolutely.
laser focused, and
Yeah.
that's what I appreciate about Johnny is he'll go to fucking Antarctica to fight. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
he's down to fight anywhere, and it's good that like everybody. So literally, I've almost talked to everybody on this card that's coming up. So it's like a family, and that's what I like about Cage Titans is, Mike Paulvier treats everybody from you're the soda vendor to himself, that like he treats everybody the same. You're not one better person or whatever, and he's got a high addiction to Monster Energy.
Yes, he certainly does. Yeah, Mike's an awesome guy. I mean, I've been, I'm sure driving him insane with all the questions, waiting to, to see if this kid's, off suspension and this fight's going to go through and all that. But he's always good about, responding and keeping me up to date. And, I know he's got, dozens of fighters and managers and trainers and everyone messaging him all the time. So I'm sure it's an absolute nightmare for him to try and deal with it. But no, the Cage Titans people are awesome. I mean, not even just, the people that work there, just the regular fans. Like I have the number of people that have come up to me, either before or after my fight or whatever to congratulate me or to say nice things to me and stuff. People that I've never really met too, like going nuts, like cheering for me during my fight. I'm like, this is unbelievable. I don't even know these people, but they're so supportive of, of all the local fighters. It's great.
And even with me being like, I don't like calling myself media because it's so like when I get that like lanyard there that says it, I'm like, oh shit, like this is like unbelievable. And when I walk in, it's like, oh hey, how you doing? Like, and it's like people like, for example, like, Peter Barrett or Boogs or Joe Penafiel or anybody. And some guys that are coming in with training like Doomsday, Howard, and just a bunch of people, they just like, you're like, oh shit, like I didn't realize they were like all cool with me and shit. And I'm like, they're like, and then a couple of the photographers and stuff, like it literally is like a family. Yeah. It's just a great place to be, Plymouth Memorial Hall, and Paul Vier doing what he does. And of course, Andy and everybody there. I mean, so
everyone's awesome. Yeah.
So going on with you in this upcoming fight with Gage, are you confident that you're pretty much ready to go, or is it you still got a little things to fix?
Yeah, I mean, my training has been more sporadic than for the last one. My coaching job during December and January is a lot lighter in my schedule, so I was able to train, pretty much every day. It's been a little more sporadic for this one, just because March and April and May are the craziest part of the year for me schedule wise. But I mean, I'm still getting in and still doing all my stuff, but so I definitely don't feel as sharp or whatever as I did for the last one. But that's life. I mean, you just have to do what you have to do. I've got, like I said, I've got 2 jobs, another little business of my own on the side. I've got a wife, I've got 3 kids, I've got all this other stuff to deal with. So you just have to make time and make do and do the best you can. But yeah, I'm confident that I'll be ready to go. Like I said, it's just being in limbo right now. As I told you before, not knowing if this thing's going to get postponed again or not is the only part that's killing me right now. Just that uncertainty of, I have to be ready, but at the same time, do I want to kill myself to get ready for this one? I'm just going to have to do it all over again if it gets pushed to August. But listen, this guy has been stringing me along for an incredibly, long amount of time now. I have done my very best to be polite and be nice about it, and I'm still trying to do that. But it's getting to the point now where, I guess for him it doesn't matter because maybe he doesn't have a lot going on or a lot of stuff to worry about. But I've only got so much time to do this. I'm not getting any younger, so it's going to come a point where I'm going to snap and basically just be like, dude, get in there. I'm going to break your face and just be done with this thing.
I agree. I mean, you've waited for this fight now, what, 2 years or a year?
Yeah, I mean, training wise, like I guess we're getting close to a year and a half now. But I mean, for this guy specifically, I mean, we agreed to fight, I want to say back in like November, and then it got pushed in February, and it got pushed again, and potentially getting pushed again now, because like I said, he just can't be a functioning adult and go get one medical procedure done to get this suspension lifted. So over a 4-month period of time, and I could tell my 12-year-old to do that and he would get it done in 4 days.
I just took my daughter to an appointment. She's 3 years old. I can do it too, I think.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's not that you're 23 years old. You're not 6. Just go to the friggin' doctor and get the thing done. Because I don't think the guy fights all the time, so I can't imagine it's because he doesn't want to fight. I would never accuse him of that, because it seems like he constantly fights. But it's like, man, just I've got shit to do. Like, let's get this thing done. Let's get in there. And like I said, I don't fancy myself a good fighter or a tough guy or anything like that, and I'm definitely not. But this guy does, for whatever reason, which his record, it doesn't make any sense why he thinks he's good. But at the same time, I am an irritable old man. So like, if you piss me off, I'm going to then try to hurt you. That's
oh yeah.
It's like, and I'm not like no fighter, I don't think goes in with a mission to hurt anyone. They just want to win and do their thing. It's a respectful thing, and I'm always respectful of anyone that gets in the cage. But like, at the same time, like, dude, like, come on, you're pissing me off at this point. And now if I have to rip your arm off, I'm just gonna rip it off.
Yeah, and totally agree. I mean, shit. I mean, and is this? Honestly, for you, is this the person you want to, kind of just put the gloves on the octagon and say, I'm done, kind of thing? Or do you want like somebody who's more willing? I'm not saying the guy is not willing, but like, it kind of seems like he's just, I don't want to say immature. I don't know the kid. But do you want to go out with him, or like, would you rather fight somebody who has a little bit of class and is like, all right, let's throw down?
Well, no, the only reason I am even, like I said, doing the second fight or want to fight him is because he was my original opponent. He was, in my opinion, was cool of him to agree to fight me, and without asking a load of questions and taking the risk of fighting the old guy. So that's the only reason I'm even doing this second fight. But I mean, the whole put the gloves in the cage. They're like, I'm a bum, and no one needs to see that nonsense from me. Like, it's like I've had this big career or anything like that. But yeah, he is immature. I think it's more he's just pathological. I think he tells people what they want to hear. Like, I'm sure he's telling Mike, like, oh, I'll get this done, whatever. He likes seeing his face on the posters. He likes, the idea of being able to tell people he's fighting. Like I said, I don't think he's scared to fight. I mean, I wouldn't be scared to fight me, but I don't think he fights a lot. So it's not like he's never done this or it's the first time he's doing it. And so I don't think he's scared or nervous or anything like that. I just think he likes the attention. He likes the process. He likes the idea of being able to tell people he has a fight. Maybe he's trying to drag it out so he can do it longer. I mean, but at the end of the day, he was the guy who I was supposed to fight that started this whole train of people from his gym coming up to fight. And he's the only one who hasn't fought yet. Everyone from their team and from their gym has fought at Cage Titan, some of them more than once. And this dude is he's yet to even get in there. Like the guy that fought Danny Johnston, Alvin, he came back and fought Greg Jones last time. So he's fought twice.
Yeah, I remember Alvin.
Yeah. Two of my teammates, it seems like a really nice kid. Two of my teammates fought, two of his teammates. I fought his other guy, Mohammed. It's like, you keep talking all this stuff about, being excited for Cage Titans. Like, well, get up here and fight then, man. Like, everyone else from your group has fought, but you haven't.
And, I think it's just because, so here in the South Shore, we're pretty humble people, blue collar people. And, Plymouth, we go to Plymouth, it's the Memorial Hall. Like, I find it like this awesome place, like, to see a fight. Like, why would you not want that atmosphere?
Absolutely.
Pretty much 3/4, like you said, combat night. I think it was a little different for people. So they might've been like a different stance on it, where it wasn't just full on fights. It was more like, I liked it because I saw the grappling and like the super fights. And I thought that was great. Like, it was some cool stuff. And like Cage Titans 52, whole afternoon of amateurs and a whole night of pros. It was unbelievable. And that's where it needs to be. And people do come from around. I mean, you got Joe, who comes from Orlando all the time. So you can't tell me that you can't make it if a guy like Joe comes from fucking Orlando, or, you know, the kid he's fighting is from New York. There's a guy who's from France who's coming. I mean,
yeah, they get guys from everywhere, Michigan, like all over the Midwest, people from the South. Yeah, I mean, there's guys from all. But Memorial Hall is the best venue for regional MMA that I've ever been to. You know, by far, just the way it's set up, everything else, and you know, I mean, you look at like the place where this kid fights, the places where he fights, you know, back in New York, like. No offense to those places, but like it's like bar rooms, you know, or like, you know, little venues like nightclubs and stuff, which are fine. And when you compare that to Memorial Hall, it's not even close. And Memorial Hall seems like a damn stadium compared to those places, you know.
And how loud it can get.
Absolutely. I mean, he's experienced that. You know, his teammates have fought on the big cards here, so you know, it's not like he doesn't know. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just hoping he gets his shit together within the next week, and this thing gets confirmed or whatever. Because I'm sick of dieting. I'm sick of doing all that shit. So I just want to get it done and get in there and you know, and be done with it. So does my wife. She's about had enough of my shit. So she is.
I know about the wife being sick of shit.
When is this over? Yeah, like when the hell is this over? You know what I mean?
Well,
you know, it's been going on forever.
I'm sure the coaching gets you a lot of good cardio, though.
Oh God, no! I don't run around with the kids. I just yell at them.
Oh, okay. You're not the one that's like, come on, go that.
No. I mean, I coach pretty high level players as well, so it's not like I have to, you know. I mean, I'll do a demo and show them what we're doing, but it's not like I'm, you know, sprinting around the field. Plus, I can't run anyway. I have one functioning leg, so I almost lost my right leg a few years ago. So there's I can run for about 100 yards or so. That's about it.
So yeah, half a football field.
Yeah.
Well, the octagon's not that huge, so I think you're good.
Yeah,
I think you make the cut on that one.
yeah, it's fine. I can cover the space of the Cage Titans cage without much of a problem. It's you just put me on a track and ask me to run around a few miles. It's not going to happen.
So with this, I mean, if it God forbid it falls through, do you look for one more?
Yeah. So supposedly, if it doesn't work this time, we were going to push the July 2nd, but I can't do it. I'm in California for work for the whole week before that, and literally come back the day before. So it's like I can't be away for a week, you know, working in California and then come do weigh-ins the next day and fight. It's just not,
that's too much.
Possible. Yeah. So that Mike's doing a card in the middle of August. So if for some reason it gets pushed, it will be August. But I already told him, I was like, dude, my dieting right now is over. So we'll see what the weight is, you know, next week if it gets confirmed. But I'm not going to kill myself for the next week and then be pissed off that this thing gets postponed again.
So my final question to you is, what's in it for you after this fight? I mean, are you looking to do something else? You know what I mean? Like, are you looking to just continue doing the dad thing, or, you know, train a little bit, or, you know?
Yeah, I'll always keep training. I mean, it's therapy for me, going to our gym and, you know, doing the classes, jiu-jitsu classes, kickboxing classes, and all that. Plus it's a camaraderie. Like all the guys and girls in there are good friends of mine now. You know, and my kids go all the time. So, I mean, we're at the gym for one reason or another. Sometimes every day, you know, but at least 5 days a week, whether it's the kids training, like today, I get to bring the boys over for jiu-jitsu class and, or for myself training. So yeah, we'll never, you know, not be there. We'll definitely be there all the time. I'm not going to fight again, but, you know, there's always little, you know, grappling competitions and things like that we can do. And, you know, lots of people from our gym, you know, compete in, you know, in Naga and grappling industries and stuff. So, there'll always be something to do, but yeah, the fighting part is over, but, then my son though, my 11-year-old son is not going to fight. He's just, you know, he loves the sport and he loves doing it, but he's not interested in fighting. My 12-year-old is, I would say, probably going to fight. So he'll be the next one in there. He does all the adult classes too, and, you know, and spars with the adults. And I put a video up the other day of him sparring with Zach DiSabatino, which is just comical to think about. You know, this guy who's probably on the cusp of getting on the Contender or getting a shot in the UFC is like sitting there punching my 12-year-old, but. You know, I'm not hard. I don't want to make it seem like Zach's beating him up. He isn't, but you know, the fact that those guys even take time, like, I mean, most people at that level would think it's a waste of time. Like, oh, I'm going to spar this kid. You know what I mean? But everyone's so amazing there. Christina Katsikas was doing rounds with him too. KK's a Bellator vet and a pro female fighter. So we'll be there all the time. But I mark my words, I'm telling you right now, if as long as he doesn't run off and just get a girlfriend and stop training and do whatever teenage kids do, but my 12-year-old son is going to be a monster. He is a little bit scary at this point, the skill that he's picking up, and that's a credit to his coaches, Bill and Danielle and all the other fighters at the gym who help him out, Ryan White too. He's going to be pretty good, and I'm a little nervous because I've been saying it for a while now that he's going to kick the shit out of me before too long. So that's hopefully he'll take it out on some other people. I'm actually going to tell Mohammed, since he wanted to talk all kinds of shit, that at some point, like if I fight, whether it's June, August, or whatever, if he wants to come up, like I'll sign the waiver. I'll let my 12-year-old son beat him up. Like it's fine. And I'm not like, it sounds ridiculous to like that the kid's 12, but I'm telling you right now, it takes some shine off of my win, of course, because I beat the guy in the fight. But my 12-year-old would kick that kid's ass. I'm telling you right now. My son, if he got in the Cage Titans cage for an MMA fight with Mohammed, he would beat the shit out of him. Like there's no doubt. Mohammed would do nothing with it.
We can tag him, no problem.
No, that's don't need to do that. Again, I'm not getting online shit.
I know.
With 19-year-old kids, but like again, I know it sounds completely absurd, but I'm telling you right now, like my son would beat the ever living hell out of that guy. There's no question. Like he tells me, trust me, he's like, Dad, yeah, you won, but that guy sucks. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't know. I know he sucks, but so do I, son. So what am I gonna do?
Just don't let your son ever find out what sweep the leg means and go for your bad leg.
Oh no, listen, he's already done it. He snapped me in half. I'm not kidding you. I have pictures too. I'll send them to you separately, but I have pictures of what he did to my leg with shin guards on one day, like just like bruised the thing completely. But then he snapped my knee in half one day. It like
oh shit.
Me. Yeah, he hit me just perfectly with a leg kick, like right on the side of the knee. And it popped my knee halfway out of the socket to pop right back in. But yeah, I was laying on the mat, and we have videos, cameras at the gym. So Danielle Heinley and KK were going back, like having a good laugh at my son just drilling me and dropping me in the middle of the mat. So yeah, it was embarrassing. Part of me was proud, but then the other part was like, shit, this is kind of sad.
Well, it's all good. That's the future coming right on.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to give you another name too. This it sounds insane because he's 15. Finley O'Brien. Keep an eye out for Finley O'Brien. He's the next actual South Shore sport fighter from the kids program that will make some waves. That kid is an absolute killer. He beats the shit out of my son all the time too. Finley is a freaking monster. Comes from an incredible family. They live in Hingham. But Finley is an awesome grappler, incredible kickboxer. So, and in about 2 or 3 years, when he's on the verge of turning 18, that kid, remember that name. He will be in there for sure.
All righty then. We'll keep those names in the future. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think you know where I'm from or anything.
Yeah. Hey, I told you my wife's cousin and best friend is a teacher at Weymouth High. You didn't have her, but I'll have to ask her if she remembers you being in school there.
Oh, maybe. But Brendon, I wish you nothing but luck, and I hope this fight goes on. And even if not, you're always welcome on the show. And I tell everybody, your family, when you come on my show. So I appreciate you being on the show. And I hope this fight goes on. And if not, I'm probably going to see you there June 4th, I'm assuming.
So I'll be there 100%, whether I'm fighting or not. And if not, it's okay. We'll just train hard in the summer and we'll get it done in August. But yeah, fingers crossed it happens in a couple of weeks.
All right, man. And give me the info if the fight's confirmed for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, I promised these guys I mentioned. I just want to for all the people who are sponsoring me for this. My gym, of course, South Shore Sport Fighting. The Mike Walk, which is a huge. My good friend Mike McKenna from Norwell is walking across the country to raise money for autism. He has a son who's autistic. Unbelievable cause. So Mike is check out his website. Just Google the Mike Walk. It will come up.
I'll put that in the link too. I'll put that in the link too.
Feel free to donate. Anyone who wants to donate, it's an amazing cause. South Coast Inbound Digital Marketing, my buddy Pat Marino. Shout out to Pat. South Coast Self-Defense, one of my high school classmates, David Eaton, runs that down in the New Bedford area. Trudeau Construction, Pete Trudeau was brother of one of my former soccer players. Pete does incredible work, so check him out. Lindo Realty, my wife's where my wife works. Sponsor me again. TNT Fire Poker, same for them. They do some incredible stuff like custom fire poker work. Check that out with Todd over there. And then Party Time Rentals, who my main man Andrew Valdina, his dad John, runs that company. So shout out to them as well. So they'll all be on the motorboat t-shirts, whether it's in June or August. So check all those places out.
Is that going to be another old? What was your shirt? Old time.
Old Guys was the last one, like the 5 guys.
Old Guys. No, yes,
this one's got a little Vince Vaughn motorboat and son of a bitch on it, like from Wedding Crashers. So a little play off the nickname. Yeah.
Badass.
So yeah, everyone order your t-shirts too.
All right, Brendon. Yeah, we'll have you on the show again, and thanks for being on. And I'll see you June 4th.
Sounds good, my man.
All right, thanks, Brendon.
All right, pal. We'll see you.
All right, see ya.
Thanks for watching MattieC's Sports for You and Me. Make sure to follow Matty Cameron on Twitter at MattCameron23 or follow him on Instagram at MattieC23 or subscribe to his YouTube channel, MattieC's Sports for You and Me. Once again, thanks for watching.